Hi guys, thank you for clicking on the video. So in this one we're going to discuss a game that's been out for quite some time now, and that game is called Survive the Nights. Now, when this first released in 2017, it had quite a bit of hype behind it. It had several larger YouTubers that were hyping it up, and unfortunately, like most games these days, it was a disastrous launch. The whole thing was pretty ugly, if I'm honest, and they got a lot of flack for it. Now, it's rightly so, by the way. The devs have carried on in this game, and they have been working on it since then, and it has slowly improved. If we look onto Steam, so as you can see, it has mostly positive reviews recently, which is a better than it was negative, then it went to mixed, and now it's mostly positive. It's not the worst game in the world now. I have played worse. But if you look at the comments, there's fors and againsts on either side. There's a reason no one plays this. Steam charts don't lie. And other people saying it's evolving into one of the top contenders for the zombie genre. Don't waste your time with this. It runs okay, but all the servers are just dead. I went to collect water from a lake, and I just kept getting a message saying, take a screenshot and message the devs. What the fuck? After playing around 5 hours on my own, I get to an extent that the game has bugs, but personally I think they don't ruin the game. I can tell it's got a lot more work to do. That's putting it mildly. But overall my experience is positive. I can't comment on playing with friends as I haven't done that, but from a solo point of view I think it's great. Some of the negative reviews are quite dramatic in my opinion. One from the 15th of March, so I am an original backer of the game. Here we go. As was I. The hype got to me and I got excited as well. I can remember being super stoked when I was finally able to get it and play it. To be honest, it was a mess at first, like I just said. There was so much excitement surrounding the game, it was a huge disappointment. I played around 60 hours or so at the beginning. I periodically check in to see what changes have been made. I will say they have fixed a lot of things, but there are still some pretty big issues. I'm excited for the future of this game. As of this moment, I would say wait to buy it. I will agree with that statement, unless this is on some huge sale. Save your cash. So what we're going to do is we are going to jump into a little bit of gameplay for you guys, and I'm going to just briefly discuss certain things and touch on a few things that the game has got to offer and some things that I do like, and then we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards, and that's it. It's got a long way to go. If you're thinking about getting it, just wait. There's other things on the horizon that could be interesting, so hold off for this. But I do hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and if it is on sale, then feel free to pick it up and give me a message and tell me what you think. Right, we'll move on to the gameplay. So again, you are greeted to this screen. So that was a close call. I can't believe I survived. I'm thirsty and I lost all my gear. At least I'm alive. I can use this abandoned house to improve my health and boil some water to drink. I'm sure I can make a weapon from something nearby. I need to prepare for the horde. This is how I start, and I'm already in trouble here. Epic. Okay. Nice one. You can loot up these. Got a clean cloth somehow off one of them. You can collect rainwater as well in this game. So this is telling me to get some wood. I got wood. Scrap metal. So now I've got these things. I can do part of this tutorial. So when you come in, you'll get this tutorial up on the top left of the screen here. So this is telling me to add wood to the fire. Like that. And hold E. I can turn it on. Happy days. And that will allow my health to go up. So fires increase your healing. It also says open the inventory and craft a canteen. I quite like the inventory in this game. I think it's alright. It looks quite cool. Little notepad. So it's asking me to craft, and it's asking me to craft the canteen. So because we got scrap metal from the top of the roof there, we can craft that. And now I have an empty canteen. So now it's asking me to fill it up. which I can do here. So if I open up this tap, I can then see my canteen and fill it. Nice and easy. So now I need to place it on the fire to sterilize it, because if I look, the water is dirty. So if I hold shift and click, I can place. So I'll place that on the fire there, and that will start boiling and sterilize the water. Find some cloth and I will be able to craft myself a bandage. So I'll craft maximum amounts of bandages there, so I've got 3. And that will end up in my consumables, like so. I haven't got much on me. As all survival games, you don't start with much. So these are the planks that you can get, look. Strength of them, quite low. But these are what you use to board up and fortify your location. So that is now clean water. So I can take that. Let's look in my inventory. Consumables. My water is now clean, so I can drink that. We're going to die now because the horde is coming. This is the part of the game that I don't like. So, let's face it, I've just come in and I'm already meant to have armed myself. And let's face it, well, that ain't happening. And there's no way of stopping them coming. Here we go. Nice one, mate. Understood every word. So unfortunately, this is how your night goes. At least the first day, or even 2, you shouldn't be involved in this horde. But there we go. It is what it is, and that's what they've implemented. It didn't start off with a horde, but now they've gone 7 days to die style. You have to basically in a day find an axe, chop down trees, make them into planks, board up every window and every door, and hope for the best. So you can have a look at where the horde is on the map here. So I'm here, they are also coming from behind me into this direction. The noises are pretty horrendous, I'll give them that. So yeah, I guess this is my life now. Okay, so each knock they're giving me takes about 14 health off me, which is pretty huge, so the zombies are a threat, don't get me wrong. This horde is lasting, isn't it? Good God. Right, so I am clearly dead. So as I died 2 minutes into the last game, I end up over in Sage Creek. And I've got to do the same thing. Let's light it up and heal up. Did find an axe, which is obviously good. On top of the stove. So that'll be boiling now, and I've got a can of dog food, which I'm going to place as well. I quite like it when the canned food pops off. That's now clean water, so I can take that. And this is now cooking. So if I press F, you can see my stats will pop up on the left hand side, and it'll check over his weapon. You've got the time of day, you've got the horde. There's the can done. I do like that. I'll take that. You've got your water, your food, your stamina, what you are, which is healthy. I have average sanity, and my body type is average. So with regards to your body type there and your health, you can see my health is 100 of 100. Now, if I open up my inventory here, if I don't fill my calorific value for this day, so I will eat this dog food now. because, you know, it's cooked and So now I've had enough calories for the day. This health will go up tomorrow to 110. But the calories needed to maintain that will also go up. So the more health you have, the more food you need to find to maintain it, which I think is quite a good system. You've also got your mental health, which I'll touch on in part of the video later on. You've also got your mental health, which I'll touch on later on in this video. So, what to do? Oh, a hammer. Taking that. That's how you board up your windows. So they are very handy indeed. So I've also picked up an axe. So for example, once you have an axe in your inventory, you will come up to a tree, you will see these markings. That is where you will chop it down, but the axe is already broken. So to get that fixed, I'd have to get a sharpening stone and some gaffer tape probably. It's not a bad looking game. The weather effects are quite cool. The zombies are janky, but it is what it is. Say if I wanted to have this as my safe location, not that I would have to board up all the windows. I'd have to get padlocks for these doors. And this is what I mean. I don't think you can do this in a day. Or in 20 minutes like I got earlier. That's why I'm not a fan of the horde system. I know a lot of people are, but me personally, not a fan. If you're wondering about electricity, you can get electricity in this. So, for example, the interior light here, I can open that up. I also like the way you can just flop these around anywhere. I can open this up and it's got 0 quantity of light bulbs in it. So if I find bulbs, for example, this light, I haven't got one either. One of them may, they don't. Unfortunately, I've not got a bulb to show you. However, if you get bulbs, you can put them in these. And then if you go to this inside here, this is your breaker panel. So it's got 9 or 10. As it stands, if I got power into this house, most of the lights will work. But not all of them, because I'm still missing one of the circuit breakers. So if I head outside, you'll see this on the opposite side of the circuit breaker, which is your electric meter. If you have an extension cord, you can plug it into this, and then into a generator or even a car, and you can power up your home. There is a power station in this game, and garages. If you go to a garage looking for fuel for a vehicle, you will have to siphon it out of the ground, unless you power up the petrol station itself, and then you can actually use the pumps to fill up jerry cans or your motor for the power station. The whole plan on this was whoever owns this and gets it up and running can provide power to each town and village and even the airport in the vicinity. This is a good idea, however it's not implemented just quite yet. If this gets implemented in the future, this will be, I assume, where all the PvP will take place. Whoever owns this power station will be the most powerful person or group on the freaking map. And I quite like that idea. This is the garage. You can actually claim this as a base. Oh, I missed. And you've got a crafting table there. A couple of jerry cans and stuff will be around. There's usually a few oil filters as well, which you can use these as player storages as well. That storage, that locker storage. And you've actually got a little kitchen up here. So you've got water, things like that. There it is. So a long oil filter can be used. There you go. You can attach this item to a gun, which is pretty cool. You can also, obviously, once you power this up, you can open up these doors, drive in and out at your leisure. It's pretty cool. Someone's actually locked this down. So this was someone's base at one point. So they've put the padlocks on. Which is pretty cool. So if I hold it, I can interact with it. And you just put your code in. And then this will come out if I knew the code. That's how you lock down your base. There's a lock kit there. I'll take the sardines. And this is where you get your fuel from. So as you can see, I need a siphon to get that out and a jerry can to get it into. There is quite a few things I like with this game, and one of them being the placement system. As you see earlier, I can just place anything anywhere like that, and that's where it'll stay. So you can properly organise your home, your base, but not let you have time to do that because, you know, the horde comes. And so I saw smoke from over here. No one's here now. I'll take my wooden club out and hit the fire. I now have a torch. But as you can see, the map is a fair size already. We've only just come from around, well, that garage. Ran over here and found this campground because there was smoke coming from it. But there's a fair amount to do here. It is pretty big. I believe there's a prison here. Yep. On the bottom island. A little bit Daisy-esque. These white markers are meant to be port routes basically for ships. So maybe future content, but they need to get this right initially. So let's be honest. The future content isn't going to come. Wind and rain's picking up now. It is a storm, and if I was actually playing this, I would be having to think about locking down a place for time because it's already midday. And this is the problem. The axe I found is already broke. So what the hell am I meant to do now? Right, we'll look at the website now and discuss. So on their webpage, it explains what this game entails. So the game will features large hand-designed world, woodlands, campgrounds, starting camp, shipping container camps, which are relatively new to the game, farmland, cabins, meadows, swamps, marshes, rivers, a large road system, and hundreds of fortifiable structures. Because like I said in the gameplay portion, the idea of this game is to find a structure that you like in a location that you like and fortify the crap out of it. And it's not a bad system, if I'm honest. There's a big difference between day and night, remembering that may be your key to survival. Day and night cycles make for dynamic gameplay. Zombies are scarce and far more docile during the daylight hours. Now, in the daylight hours, a lot of them like to hide in buildings, so you got to be a little bit careful when you're on loot runs in the day, and obviously at night time they do the horde thing, which basically you have to just bunker down and hope for the best. It says what you should be doing in the day and the night, which is odd. So fell trees, craft planks, basically secure everything you can, and then team up with your friends, hunker down and hope for the best. 7 days to die style. It does have dynamic weather, like I said, so you got dynamic lighting and seasons. Day and night cycles, star and moon positions are realistic. It has random weather events such as rainstorms and snowstorms, and it's got a mist and a fog system. The electrical system, which is one of the highlights of this game, I think. As I mentioned in the video, you can power up your structure if you have the correct things. So fortifiable structures, obviously we've been through that. Your crafting system, your placement system, which I touched on as well. Vehicles and transportation. There's the RV, look. It's not, you can drive them, but you can't currently use them as a base as yet, but that's going to be class. Mental health system. So this is one I didn't touch on. Now, it's being developed to discourage kill on sight mentality. The zombies are the real threat, and you'll better your chances of surviving with friends and not killing every stranger that comes walking by. PvP is still a factor, as it should be, and there are means to correct a negative mental state as well. So if you kill players repeatedly, you will pay the price. If you eat raw or rancid foods, your mental state will go lower. Eat warm meals and fresh veg and stuff, your mental state will go up. Extreme lows in the mental health stat will result in death. Nutrition and hydration, I touched on this. The more you eat, the better your health goes up, but the more you need to eat the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So your chance of living is better, but you will need the resources and the food to keep on top of that. It's not a bad system, if I'm honest. And you can make soups and stuff in this game, which has high caloric value and etc, etc. Aggressive AI. They are a threat. They will kill you. A couple of them will take you down, but they're just a bit janky. But they're not the worst I've played in a game. The day zombies are found in dark tree lines and abandoned structures. They will hide in buildings in the day. Once the sun goes down, they will turn into the night zombies, which roam the wilds along with the streets. They're aggressive as hell, their vision is increased, they're faster, and they spawn in higher numbers. Now, as you can see on their website, they've got the latest update video, the dev vlog from them. So they are currently still working on it. Like I said, it's £15.49 on Steam, which is about $20. And these are the quality of life updates they're doing currently. So there's a lot going on in the game. There is a lot of good features, like the placement, like you're seeing, of certain things. The crafting is actually pretty solid. The car inventory system and engine system is actually pretty good. You can use short and long oil filters that you find out in the world to create suppressors for your rifles as well, which is pretty cool. And you can do, there's the engine again, and it's a good system. I like it. There's always something to aim for if you want it. The horde system, like I said, I am not personally a fan. I understand it and I get it, but it wasn't originally 7 Days to Die-ish, and that's what it sort of turned into, like a 7 Days to Die game, which is fine because it's fun, but I didn't want this to be that, but it is what it is. The power station idea that they had, I thought was brilliant, but again, it's not implemented. The same as the camper van. It was basically a mobile base, plenty of storage, and obviously it powers itself. So that would have been absolutely class. However, that's not in yet either, and I'm sure they'll get round to it because the devs are passionate. But after the absolute clusterfuck of a start when it came out, it just died instantly. They got a load of backlash, and fair play to them for trying to carry on and keep moving forward, and it is getting progressively better. I just think there is games on the horizon that will outdo this, and this may die a horrible death. However, saying that, everything that I've seen that I'm looking forward to, survival and zombie wise, seems to be getting pushed back and pushed back. So it's still got a chance, but it needs something big needs to happen if this game is going to go anywhere. Thanks for watching the video. I'm going to cover another survival game that's been created by a single developer, and it's been out a little bit. I've had it for a while. It's actually pretty damn good. It looks pretty tasty. I just wish it had co-op in it as well, but I'm going to be doing that video in the not so distant future. So if you want to see that video and want to see more from me, please remember to subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.